Tour is proudly brought to you by GJ Gardner Homes.
So big changes to the All Blacks from last week in Milan, but that was expected after some key players were rested. The big talking points, the return of Dan Carter, Richie McCaw and Tony Woodcock, and the inclusion of 20-year-old Zach Gilford on the right wing, and the preference for Adam Thompson over Jerome Kano on the blind side flank. And from 12 months ago here at Twickenham, 6 of the 7 backs remain intact, the only change being Gilford for Joe Rokithoko, while young Owen Franks, on his very first visit to London, has a big assignment at tight head prop. So the All Blacks are out there, and as always, there'll be a marvellous welcome for the England team, even though they were booed off Twickenham last week. I think the fans are forgiving, certainly for the moment anyway, Justin.
Yes, at the moment, but they really are crying out for England to be positive today. They thought that last week they were negative, and Ian Borthwick is crucial for them today as he leads the team out, hoping to lead from the front, and a real inspiration. He's had a lot to say in the media this week about how the team's going to perform. And Steve is a powerful player himself, and there's a glimpse of Johnny Wilkinson, a key figure today. Really looking forward to his matchup in Lisboa with Dan Carter.
Yes, that's been discussed all week as well in the papers. Steve Borthwick, of course, from Saracens, Justin Marshall's clubmate there. And now the arrival of England. No question, England are a team under the pump at the moment, and after last week's effort against Argentina, Martin Johnson has made some changes. In midfield, he's gone for 29-year-old Arura Arinli, a man who couldn't make the squad at the start of the season. And in the pack, the experience of both Simon Shaw and Joe Worsley is welcome back, as England look to be more confrontational up front. A big day too for Rotorua-born Dylan Hartley as he faces the haka for the first time. So the two teams coming together. Looks like a little bit of rain starting to fall, and let's hope it doesn't intensify too much from here. Right, let's go to the anthems. New Zealand national anthem, Hayley Westerera, and the national anthem of England, Farrell Smith. Blacks prepare for the haka, and Tony Johnson sideline. TJ, just maybe a little bit of rain.
Just a bit of drizzle, Nisbo. Nothing too bad at the moment. Certainly nothing like what they've been talking about in the forecast. The surface looks really good, have to say. It does look in excellent order, but it will get greasy if the rain comes in the heavy manner that it's anticipated to.
Remember the silence in Milan last week. Challenge delivered and challenge accepted, no doubt. No question, Justin. England will be up for this.
Yeah, without question, Nisbo. Watching them in the national anthems and then responding to the haka, let's hope that they take an attitude of not anxiety into this game. They really approach it in a positive way. They don't try and restrict New Zealand, they try to play. And then everybody will get something out of the day. Us as spectators, the All Blacks who have played with great balance so far on this tour, they'll get to play positively. And I think we've seen England's side out of their shells. So hopefully we get an occasion that everybody looks forward to and we get a great game of rugby today.
One of the very best in the world, Jonathan Kaplan, has the whistle. And on the sidelines will be Alan Lewis and Simon McDowell from Ireland, Nigel Whitehouse of Wales. And we're almost set to go for this 33rd contest between the All Blacks and England. Jonathan Kaplan checks with the All Blacks. England are ready. And Johnny Wilkinson has the ball. And the Twickenham Test match is underway as Wilkinson goes high. And it's taken down by Sivi Vatu in a head-high tackle. Surely not picked up though. Some awkward ball. And he gets upended as he makes his kick, and it's a very good one as well. But England might have been lucky to get away with a head high early on.
Yeah, it looked rather high for Shanahan as we see him chasing here. He's not really watching the ball, just watching who he's going to tackle. And he just flings an arm out recklessly. But New Zealand scrambled well. Great kick from Carter under immense pressure. But a good start from England as well.
He's a big man, Banahan, as the first line out. Taken down by England. Hodgson gets it away to Wilkinson, moving it out to centre field. Erinley, who is a battering ram in midfield. Now Haskell moves it across to Joe Worsley. And he's been turned the wrong way, I suspect. Ball is loose as we hacked ahead by Jimmy Cowan. Going back is Mark Cueto. Cowan hangs on, but he got away in the end. But Carter and Thorne are there to make the tackle. Right in centre field. England are 15 out from their 22. And back it goes.
Wait,
for the kick to be made. Going back, Sivi Vatu. England player being attended to as Mills Muliaina hands it off to Sivi Vatu. All Blacks make good ground. Flicks the pass up right on the 10-metre line. And looks like it's Joe Worsley out of shot at the moment, being attended to. Carter, midfield bomb. Leading the charge after it is Guildford. Tip back. And the All Blacks in after it. Now it's been snapped up by Monday.
It's Joe Worsley, Nisbo, and he does not look in good shape. It's a knee problem. He's had the trainer out with him. He got back to his feet, and that it does not want to behave. It's a lively start by England, but they've got a problem here, and he's off. He's just off his gear, headgear, thrown it to the ground, and his test match is over.
Boy, that is disappointing. Brought back in a combative sort of player, so an early replacement.
In saying that though, coming on is Croft, and there's been a lot of talk about why he hasn't been included in the side in this part of the world. So now he's got his opportunity. Very good player, had an excellent Lions series just recently in South Africa. He's got his chance now to prove that he should be on the field and should have started.
So it's Tom Croft of Leicester in jersey 19.
Touch. Pause.
Now the scrums were a real issue last week, and Jonathan Kaplan, I'm sure, has done a bit of study midweek. Young Owen Franks on this near side, the tight head side of the scrum, sporting a big shiner from training. Free kick. All Blacks take it quickly through Kieran Reid. Works it off to Carter. Thumping tackle, but Smith got it off as far as Sivivatu. England tackling strongly. Cowan standing over the ball. Goes wide to Franks. Now Carter drops the kick into no man's land. And it's very cleverly done. Now Mark Cueto turns, and that's not a bad reply off his left boot.
He prefers the left foot, Mark Cueto, and that is a good clearance. Tactically, Carter, we've seen him a couple of times, but here comes Banhan, bang! But Conrad Smith did excellently well to offload the ball. Sivivatu got upended. England are rushing up in defence. Look at that. He drops the right shoulder. But Conrad Smith responded really well by getting the ball away.
He's a big man, that Bannerhan, 6'7", the winger.
Tom Donnelly off a good line-out throw from Andrew Hoare. The All Blacks are trying to make ground up the centre here. Just 4 minutes gone in the game. Now Cowan clears off Carter. Challenged by Lewis Moody. This one will come just outside the 22, and it's beautifully taken again by Cueto. The All Blacks waited for him, and they do get a penalty as the All Blacks collapse over the top of it, and an England penalty. So Wilkinson to plug it towards the touchline. There's a score. Wilkinson is not getting the same distance with his punting that he has in years gone by.
He's just gone on 30, so you start to get a little bit tired around that,
There's a good example of Mark Cueto under the high ball. Now Dylan Hartley, man from Rotorua Boys High School. First 15 captain by Liam Messam. Now good run by Paul Hodgson. Nailed in the tackle. But England have made a promising start here. The penalty goes to the All Blacks. Held in by England, not released. And it was Moody by the sounds of things. Number 7, or maybe it was 7 over the ball. Richie McCaw.
Yep. Yes, it's that 1-2 they've been working on in training. There's the tackler going around the ankles, and then the next player, who was McCaw, coming in, targeting over the ball.
Very good burst here by Paul Hodgson.
Step now. Step.
Doing what he does best. Well done.
And Hoare then to a shortened line out. Tipped wildly, but it falls nicely. Here's Sivivatu at first receiver.
Roll here, roll one.
Goes as far as the 10-metre line. Now Cowan on the charge. Goes Reid. As the All Blacks need to get some momentum, and that's offside. Couldn't resist the temptation. Lewis Moody, the number 7, came from an offside position, and so Dan Carter will line up what could be and should be an historic penalty as Kieran Reid took it up. And of course we all know Carter just needs this goal to go over, and he has the record most points by an All Black in Test history.
Not a bad thing to be able to say in a few years' time. Thoroughly deserved as well, and at such a young age as well. It goes to show you what he's achieved in a short career so far, but not a bad one to get in such a pressure kick. I'm sure he's not thinking about statistics as he lines this up, but he's pretty much in front of the post, and nice to get a good early one right in front to get his goal kicking underway for the day.
So Dan Carter for the record from close in front and pushes it wide. Well.
Is that what they call the commentators' hex? Have I done that?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, welcome to the club, Justin.
So England drop out from the 22. Now Carter's got to get a hold of the ball straight away. Takes it in England territory by 5 metres and gets good support as they crash towards the touchline. Well, England would have to be happy with their start. 8 minutes. And even though they've had no real scoring opportunities, they've been pretty combative.
Yeah, what's been good is their intensity at the breakdown. Been very physical, and they're looking to really put some pressure on New Zealand in that area.
Light rain falling at Twickenham as Hartley throws. Off the top it comes from Borthwick. Now they look to go wide, England. And the kick slides a little bit off the side of the boot. Mills Moliaina, 81st test today. Gives it off to Sivi Vatu. And the All Blacks take it up to their own 10-metre line. For Jimmy Cowan. Now Tom Donnelly, who's had a strong tour. Cowan waits again. Carter delivers off to No. Could open up wide here. Smith. Across is Brad Thorne. And big lock forward. Filling in out there for Sivi Vatu, of course, came across the other way. Now kick charge. So everybody's onside. And England have a chance to get the ball back right on their own 10-metre line. And it should come on the England side, surely. No.
All Black turnover.
Yeah, it is. So Smith it is. Brings it off for Sivi Vatu. Now here's Adam Thompson. Delivers the pass up for Reed. Somebody had to straighten it. Got past the tackle of Wilkinson, which is easier said than done. Now Cowan. And he got nailed. And knocked it on.
The rain's really sweeping in now, but the handling's still pretty good from both sides. But we see here Kieran Reid just taking the inside tackle. He bounces off Johnny. Johnny comes in. He goes through the tackle, powers through. And the ensuing penalty, or turnover I should say, is Borthwick coming through and just disrupting Jimmy Cowan. He thought about it 2 rucks earlier. He decided not to, but that time it's good, and Kaplan awarded a knock-on against New Zealand.
So swing low for the first time. So the crowd are obviously happy in the first 10 minutes. Free kick goes to England, taken quickly by Hodgson. Gets it wide to Danny Hipkiss. Now Wilkinson for Cueto. No, drives him into the dust. 10 out from the 22.
Number 5.
Again, ball slow coming back for England. So they take it to the blind side. Just out of room over there. Now it's laid back again. Hodgson pushing the kick forward. This may well drift out on the full. Maybe it was touched. And I suspect it was. Touch judge on the far side, Adam Lewis, indicating that it was touched by an All Black. And so therefore it will be England ball right on halfway. This rain now quite steady as Martin Johnson looks on. Talk about a man under pressure.
Yeah, those frowns have been deepening over the last 3 weeks. But a good positive start from England. I like the way they're approaching this game.
Simon Shaw this time. Hodgson, Sivi Vatu. Took it beautifully. Slipped the first tackle. And he gets good support as the All Blacks come back now. They could run this out here. They do have a bit of an overlap. And the ball knocked away from Zach Gilford. It's been knocked on. 75,000 people thought it was a try, but I think they're a little bit biased. Clearly a knock-on.
I'm still trying to figure out how Hartley got away with that throw to the line out. It was so crooked it wasn't funny.
There's a real opportunity here for New Zealand to spread the ball. I think Mills just held on to it just a little bit. Zach found himself under pressure. Monya did really well to squash the possible counter-attack.
Free kick. Jonathan Kaplan is not mucking around this week. And he's not happy with the loose head prop. Tim Payne. And it is a free kick. Although from inside the 22 it won't matter too much. Carter will just belt it away downfield. Now this one will sit up for Cueto. Takes it to the advantage line. And then tried to milk a penalty. Mullion has knocked it on, and it's been claimed by England. Now they need quick ball. Cross it goes to Duncan Bell. And England hoe into the 5 metres the 22. Carried on by Shaw. Now Wilkinson. Oh, I thought about a drop kick. He started both of the internationals here at Twickenham this season with drop goals. Not the opportunity that time. He's on the wrong foot. Now Steve Borthwick. Still there for England for Hodgson. Shaw coming to this near side. They're going to work it away for the big second 5/8. Aaron Lee, and he goes down. There was nothing subtle about the way he plays now. Wilkinson might perhaps think about it. No, slings it wide. Chance for Cueto. Now the big right winger, Matt Banahan. Oh, 6'7" of him. Ball is loose. And England have done pretty well to recover it, actually. Although it was knocked down by an All Black. So that's England's most sustained period on attack. And they are giving the ball a bit of air today.
Yeah, they are. And it's good to see that positive way and the approach that they want to keep the ball in hand. Here we see Banahan. He's a big lump of a boy, and he bashes into Sedivatu. Zach comes in to help, and Nonu helps drag him to ground, but he's a real presence with ball in hand, and he started very, very well. He's a man under pressure too to be selected. Contentious, but he's in the side, and I think he started the game defensively very well, and with ball in hand he looks good.
Touch, pause,
15 minutes gone, first half. No score at Twickenham. Taken off the back by Haskell. It's a couple of metres. Good ball for England if they can get it wide quickly. Shaw. Now here's Hartley. Runs smack into Owen Franks. Doesn't go anywhere. Now Hodgson again. Flying up was Thorne. Just slipped past the tackle though. He's got advantage here. Penalty coming, and it's against McCaw. Yes, over 1,100 test points, Johnny Wilkinson. This wouldn't be a bad way to start this test match. Guides it through. So England have taken the early lead, and they have an advantage of 3-0.
Johnny Wilkinson.
17 minutes gone, first half. Carter gets it up high. Shaw waiting. Completely missed it, but knocked out of the road by Kieran Reid. That's the call. Wilkinson's kick will find the line around about the 10-metre line in All Black territory. Very slow to come to this line out as they discuss how they'll handle it. And it looks like they're going to go to a 5-man line out. A big man in there though, and it goes to Borthwick, but it's been overthrown. So the All Blacks get the bounce, and it's McCaw who snaps it up and takes it out into centre field. Cow waiting for it. Now he changes direction, and Carter trying to ghost his way through, gets hit hard on a tackle, losing the ball altogether, and it's a turnover. Might have just lost it. Dan Carter a bit slippery perhaps, as he tried to make the pass. He lost control of it, but the All Blacks get the penalty anyway.
All great work at the breakdown by Andrew Hoare. This time he was the man attacking the ball, summed up the situation beautifully, and he wins the penalty.
So an opportunity now for the All Blacks to attack.
Good there. Stay there, 5.
Tom Donnelly standing right near the back, but they go close to Kieran Reid. Taken off him by Franks. Now Cowan across to McCaw. Nonu taken the tackle by Wilkinson. He's an excellent tackler. Here's Carter getting a bit of space and pushing his way out of the tackle of Hipkiss. Then he gets it off to Smith. Now a chance for Muliaina for the corner. And probably he got 2 here last year at Twickenham. And now they'll go upstairs to Nigel Whitehouse to sort this out. But the first real opportunity and some lovely interchange of passing. And it looks as though Mills Muliaina might have got the try in the corner.
He goes in low. I think it's Monya that's come across. And I think possibly before he gets the ball to the ground. This is not going to give us a great angle on it. We'll need to see that end-on angle again to see the time when the ball hits the ground and his body hits the corner post, which is not in play, but it's the touch line that was his boot. You just see his boot sliding out there. Now, was it simultaneous with when he got the ball down, or was it before he got the ball down, is what the video ref is going to have to decide.
Well, it looks like the bloke who copped so much flack after a horror show last week may have saved a try here. Just there.
You do wonder whether Mills has got the ball in the wrong hand. If he'd had it in the left hand, he could have at least fended. Easier said than done, Justin.
It is indeed. Nigel Whitehouse has made the right decision there, I think. The fourth official. But what excellent work from Dan Carter. You don't recognise out there watching the screens is how powerful Dan Carter is. His offloads in the tackle created that opportunity. Hartley
throws, he goes deep. It's worked out all right, though. England have clean ball.
Wait there, wait.
And Wilkinson, firmly planted in his in-goal area, has time to clear. And he does so effectively. Sivi Batu with the ball, but he won't throw quickly. The All Blacks will start again from near the 22. Well, just an indication there to England how dangerous the All Blacks can be with the ball in hand.
Come down, please.
Exactly. Dan Carter switched the angle and the direction of play very well there, and he looked a real threat. Pushed 2 or 3 players off and created the chance.
Ball goes deep. Reid off the top. Straight into an England player, though, who read it beautifully. Borthwick. Wilkinson kicks awkwardly with his right boot. Now Muliaina denied a try just a minute or so ago. Hasn't got much depth on this kick. Tipped back by Guildford, cleverly done. So the All Blacks have it. Now Thompson slings it wide to Sivi Batu. Shaw almost had that. And the All Blacks just on their own side of halfway with Cowan. Now McCaw pushing his way through a couple of tackles. The ball for Cowan again, hands it up for Thorne. And Brad Thorne rolls it back again. Cowan. Carter drops a little kick in behind. Tipped back on the England side and taken down by Hodgson. Should be on the England side here.
No.
They're all gathered. There's about 13 of them gathered in a group. Only 2 standing inside the 22. Taken up by Haskell.
Number 2.
Now Hodgson. You'll line up Wilkinson. He's got a bit more time this time.
Wait here, 4.
That's a much better kick. Immediately off to Muliaina. Thinks about a counter-attack.
Keep going.
Now Cueto, the fullback. Electing to bring it back. And he's done well too. And up to a point he did well.
Put the ball down.
Dylan Hartley might be in a spot of bother here. He's got a reputation as being a player with a short fuse.
If I see that again. Sorry. He knows.
Well, it's Tim Payne, I think.
Yeah, the prop. They were both there. The teammates, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
At Northampton?
They are indeed, and Hart's taken on the responsibility to captain this year for Northampton, so it's sort of put a little bit more temperament into his play. He's not able, he hasn't been as reckless. Great apology from Payne though, wasn't it? Sorry, ref.
Sorry.
Let me get on with it.
What did he actually do though, TJ?
I think it was one of those unguided missile clear-outs.
Your side, yeah. Just keep reminding him to touch.
Oh no, it's one of them. Two of them, in fact.
Oh, two of them, right. Well, I wonder whether they'll revisit, as they say, that incident after the game. Anyway, back to Dan Carter. Much more difficult kick this time. This looks good. And it is good. There is the record for Dan Carter. He becomes the All Blacks' greatest point scorer in their Test history. Well, what a beautiful strike that was. So we're 3-all. 16 and a half minutes remaining in the first half as Donnelly rises high.
Hold that 2.
Jimmy Cowan.
No,
Carter is poised, but instead it's Cowan. Low pass to Cueto, but he did well. And now it is Muliaina accepting the responsibility.
No hands wide.
On the All Black side, but it's scrambly ball and they've lost it forward. England really are putting the pressure on at the rucks and the mauls. And now we've got problems.
That incident, we don't want this to boil. He's clearly, the whistle's gone. Try and flame it, and I don't want to see it.
So it's against Jimmy Cowan. Well, Tim Payne cost England 3 points. And Jimmy Cowan, it looks like he might cost the All Blacks 3.
Good counteract from England. It's Borthwick come through, he disrupts. Cowan drops the ball. They're really putting pressure on the breakdown today, England. What's also positive for them is the way Cueto is playing. They look so much more assured with him at the back. Tactically, he's playing the game very well.
Wilkinson again in front. Two penalty goals to 1, and England lead by 6-3. Now the restart. 14 minutes until half-time. Oh, it's been knocked down by England. Complete misunderstanding between two players as Andrew Hoare clears it out. Now not in good hands. Looking for a gap. Slips the pass to Smith as the All Blacks go inside the 22 and try and clean out as quickly as they can. Now here's Andrew Hoare, who made the initial pass. Woodcock goes in hard. Now Cowan running blindside. Sandwich between two players, but the All Blacks looking dangerous here. Slow ball though. Sivivatu is going to have to deliver the pass. Does so to Carter. Now Nonu goes wide to Smith. Oh, lost it. Lost it back though. Now is that Guildford. Still going Guildford. Good run. Here's Donnelly. Oh, he's gone back for a knock on. Now that was clearly back. Clearly back. But Jonathan Kaplan might have got a call from the sideline. Now, I don't see how that's gone forward.
No, it looks like the momentum of the ball went backwards. Real shame because it was beautiful work from Guildford.
He's definitely got the call from the touch judge or the assistant referee. This is Jimmy Cowan's incident here.
Possibly the best time to pick on a big second row forward when he's like on his back and you're above him, and then get out of there quickly.
Yeah, not the best place though, Justin. Right out in front of the sticks. Johnny Wilkinson in the opposition. I mean, discipline with these two great goal kickers in the side is going to be very important. Just getting back to what I was saying, I think the assistant referee was always trying to call that as a forward pass. He just couldn't but push for his microphone.
Hold it on the hit hold. Don't shift. Crouch. Touch. Pause.
Oh, England went early by the looks of things. So the All Blacks through Cowan. Now McCaw. Hodgson flying at him.
Roll England! Advantage!
And they've got advantage here. England have slowed the ball down. And it is James Haskell. And it's going to cost them, surely, 3 points here. Dan Carter kicks his second penalty goal of the day. Replying to 2 by Johnny Wilkinson. And it's 6-all. Wilkinson goes high. Cowan is calling for this, and he's got time to get his kick away into touch. Having his first start since Tokyo, Jimmy Cowan, Brendan Leonard and Andy Ellis.
Guys, you might have caught a shot of Franks' eye. Owen Franks, he has got one heck of a shiner. Accidentally stopped a boot at training on Thursday. The eye closed up. One stage, it looked bad enough to even put his participation in doubt.
Now, number 19, of course, Tom Croft, as Hodgson swings it away. Wilkinson, oh, this has pretty much gone straight up in the air. It'll come down around about halfway, and it looks like Hipkiss has retained it, or regained it. Now here's an opportunity for Monya in a bit of space. Chased by Cowan, gets his pass away to Haskell, and England streaming down. Now Hodgson took a while to regain his footing. Now Hartley looking to get around the outside of Franks, but Franks goes after him and puts him down, but they've taken it out of the centre field, England. Now Hodgson works it across to Erinley. Hodgson again. Shaw, 36 years of age, back in the England team. Hodgson again for Haskell, involved twice, but he's been hit hard on the tackle and lost it. Franks hands it up to Sivivatu. Now Cowan thinks about running it out. In fact, the All Blacks think they might have the numbers, and there's Kieran Reid who unleashes a kick. Not a bad one either, but it's going to sit up nicely here for Cueto. He's going to have to be quick though, but he got away from Guildford. Thompson though gets him as he stumbles and falls, but it's still on the England side, just out from their own 22. And Hodgson with Wilkinson standing inside the 22. He'll make the clearance. Not much of an angle for his left boot. Now he's moving a little further out into centre field. Hodgson's going to do it himself though.
Wait there too, no!
Muliaina waits. He's got some support from Carter out wide. Could open up here. Sivivatu. And an opportunity out wide for Nonu on the cut. Quick hands for Carter. Couldn't hold it though and lost it. Boy, England weren't really protected out to that right-hand side, and the All Blacks could see an opportunity.
No, they look exposed, but brilliant rugby from both sides. England in the attack. They pressed hard to the New Zealanders, put them under pressure. New Zealand had the opportunity to counter-attack. It was lovely work from Sivivatu here. Tries to get the ball back to Nonu onto Carter. He just knocked it forward with the quick hands. But gee, looks a threat on the outside, TJ.
If that had stuck, the quick transfer and Sivivatu would have been off. But it's building. You just get the sense that this All Black side, that they've got their measure on attack. They're starting to probe. It's just a question of whether they can keep getting possession. Sivivatu just receiving, he's just having a chat with the water boy of the day, Tanarel Latimer, but he looks lethal.
England just put their prop forward down with a mock injury because Aaron Lee had lost his boot way back on the All Black 22. Seven and a half minutes remaining until half-time. 6-all at Twickenham.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Go.
Now it's got to go in. It does from Hodgson. Haskell. Bit of open space for him. Chased and taken by Thompson. Ball bouncing back. Still on the England side, but it might not be if the All Blacks can turn it over. And they're doing a pretty good job of it.
Number 3. Onside. Ball's lost. Right there too.
Now Hodgson. Wilkinson goes wide. Paquato stepping his way. What a tackle. Copybook tackle from Carter. And All Black ball.
England are going to get themselves into trouble, I think, Justin. Wilkinson is playing so deep. This is good. But when Wilkinson gets the ball, he's so far behind the advantage line. They've got so much ground to make up to really get themselves into an attacking situation again.
Yeah, they have. Haskell very good off the back of the scrum. He gave them momentum, and then the pass was long back to Wilkinson. But I wonder whether or not it's a tactic of New Zealand to have Dan Carter rushing up on Wilkinson. He seems to be bolting out on defence, putting him under pressure to kick, which they probably expect him to do. And I think it's a good tactic. He was there or thereabouts from the on-shearing ruck after Wilkinson's and made a great tackle, which has resulted in this attacking scrum and a penalty.
Away.
A bit of a bust up in the front row, but it is a penalty against England. And he's got, I think, the loose head prop for not binding up.
Shoulder up.
Yeah, I think this is a victory for Owen Franks.
Thank you.
Black eye or no black eye, I think he's getting the measure of this fellow.
Well, it's been the loose head props who have been picked on. It all came to a head, of course, during the week when Paddy O'Brien had a fair bit to say. Wyatt Crockett really copped it last week from Castro Giovanni, who was illegal all day. And there's that shiner we're talking about. It's looking a lot better than it did a couple of days ago.
Doesn't seem to be affecting him though, does it, Nisbo? He started very well. I'm very impressed. I haven't seen a lot of him. But so far in this tour he's been excellent in everything that he's done. Real prospect. Great to see him doing so well.
Dan Carter then to give the All Blacks the lead. Oh dear, pushed it wide.
I didn't say anything that time, TJ.
Yeah, we were thinking it though.
Well, it's unusual. He's missed a couple and they haven't been difficult. Wilkinson's dropout going to Adam Thompson. And the Otago man just in England territory. Cowan slings it wide. He's been involved a lot. Takes it just on the England side of halfway. Now Cowan for Nonu. Nonu holds the pass up beautifully. Muliaina strides into the gap.
Roll away!
And the All Blacks have good forward momentum here with Richie McCaw crunching his way through again. Now Cowan works it across to Smith. They're running out of room on this near side. But they're creating opportunities out the other way. Here's Cowan, flipped it back on the inside to Muliaina, but England read it well. And the tackle made by Duncan Bell. So Cowan again, as McCaw runs the decoy. Now Carter steps his way through a couple. Just so good on his feet. Loose ball for Guildford, and somehow he got it back. Cleverly done by Zach Guildford. England not making it easy though. at the breakdown. Carter flicks it on. Muliaina. Crowd were howling for a knock on there, but that one did go straight down. Not making any progress here though. Needs someone to straighten it. And Guildford gets nailed. England's defence has been impressive. Here's Woodcock. Sivatu. Wide it comes to Thompson. Trying to batter his way through. Just not going anywhere, but certainly their retention of the ball is good. Andrew Hoare hands it up to Cowan. Thompson again. Rolls it back. England being forced to make a lot of tackles. Can they hold it together? 13 phases now. The All Blacks haven't really gone wide. Cowan this time for Carter. Change of tactics. Cueto hasn't put a foot right at fullback. Mark Cueto, and it will be an England scrum. Well, the crowd can rightly applaud the England defence on that occasion.
I got the time, thank you.
Yes, it was very good as we see Cueto again going up, taking the ball very well. Obviously it was from a catch, from a kick, so they get to retain the ball with momentum. But the defence was very good. But it's a good period for New Zealand. Yes, they didn't really advance much, but a lot of players got their hands on the ball. The attack was reasonably sound, and then they seemed to run out of ideas near the finish. But it was a good start. It was a lovely break by Muliaina. They just couldn't sort of capitalise on his initial good insertion into the line. But it's been a very physical battle so far. We see Wilkinson coming in with a hit. Borthwick going into Carter. There's definitely been some clashes out there. Both teams are up for it. It's really good to see. Monya on Conrad Smith. He's taken a couple of knocks. He got one from Banahan early as well.
We're not far away from half-time here. Just over a minute remaining.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Go.
The All Blacks with the only gilt-edged chance really to score. Hodgson will roll this in. And Haskell again off the back.
7!
Hodgson now slings it back.
Wait here.
Wilkinson straight down the centre of the ground where Muliaina waits. Gives it off to Sivivatu. He's been the man to carry the ball up to the defence so far, and he does so again. Now Guildford puts the foot down. Back for Nonu. Taken in a good tackle. Got it off to Muliaina though, and away goes the fullback. Over the 10-metre line in All Black territory. All Blacks won't mind if play breaks up a little bit now. Carter looking for a gap. Taken in a very good tackle indeed. England's defence continues to be outstanding. Now the kick made by Nonu, not one of his better ones. And here's Mark Cueto looking for an opportunity. And that's gone off the side of the boot and directly out. So we count down pretty much half-time. And in fact, that is half-time. So 2 penalties each. Half-time at Twickenham. All Blacks 6 and England 6.
Yeah, it's been a really good game, and what's really impressed me about the way both sides have played is the fact that there's been times where the ball's been kicked directly into the 22 and teams have opportunities and players have had chances to kick it out on the full, but they've decided to bring it outside the 22 and try to play and try and contest. And that's been very good. And I think the score is a fair reflection on how the half's gone.
Plenty to look forward to in the second 40 minutes from Twickenham. It's England 6, New Zealand 6. Jonathan Kaplan blows the whistle. Second half underway. Carter with the kickoff. Lined up and he's going backwards, but he does pretty well, Simon Shaw. But the ball comes on the All Black side for Cowan, and he flings the pass across to McCaw. The All Blacks have an early touch of it here as he takes it right down towards the 22, Richie McCaw.
That's fine, counter-ruck.
England in their counter-rucking, but the All Blacks appear to be standing over the top of it. Here's Tony Woodcock just slapping his hand.
No hands, 2!
Now it's there for Cowan. Muliaina peels away to the right and looks to slide through the gap. Good run by Mills Muliaina over the 22. There it is again for Cowan. And just a little bit slow there, and the ball has been knocked on. Just didn't quite clear it as quickly. Referee playing advantage, and there may well be an advantage here because Wilkinson will unleash a mighty punt downfield. Carter goes gliding back inside his 22 and brings it out from the 22, gives it off to Sivivatu. Smith chasing up. Now that's been touched, and the kick goes back, and so Carter will have to go back and recover, but the kick from Hodgson will put England onto attack inside the 22.
Lovely piece of skill from Paul Hodgson. Just hit the ball right on the end. He meant to do that kick. You can just see there, he hits it on the end so that it turns the right way, bounces lovely for him into touch. New Zealand have got to work on their blindside ruck defence when they've got the ball, because the player is coming from that blind side where Jimmy Cowan can't see him, and they're just disrupting him at the moment.
Leave it to me. That's a big gap.
So Andrew Hoare, defensive line out. They're all in there. Thorne deflects, tidied up by Thompson.
Roll here. Hold up. Far side.
Cowan off the left boot. And that one is into touch. Just out from the 22.
Guys, just coming back, had a quick word with Steve Hansen, the All Black assistant coach. I said, what was the message at half-time? Quick ball, the key. He says if they can get quick ball, he thinks they'll go on and win the test.
It's that blindside ruck defence that I was talking about.
So Dylan Hartley throws, and that's not straight. Nowhere near it.
Well, he got away with a couple in the first half. This time he's not getting away with it.
Early jump 5.
Well, he's got an early jump actually, but I think probably he got the double. It wasn't straight either. So Carter drops it onto his boot, and the All Blacks will chase this. Leading the charge is McCaw. Has to wait. Cueto has been outstanding under the high ball. After Hugo Monya made a real mess of it last week. Now Wilkinson looking to drive it off downfield. Muliaina flings it back in field. I think he did it very well. Not sure whether he can kick it out on the full. He's not sure either, so he doesn't bother. Gives it off to Dan Carter, and his kick is out on the full from inside the 22, so it must have been okay.
Wow, you can't coach that sort of experience. Look at Mills Muliaina here. He's running over the touchline. He flicks the ball just in time backwards. But that looks like it was before the 22.
Yes, it was. So I think the All Blacks dodged a bullet there.
They did indeed.
Unless it didn't go out on the full, Nisbo. That's the only thing. Let's have a look and see.
Yeah, I think it did, Tony.
Yeah.
Bullet dodged.
Yep.
And this time he's got the knot straight.
Well, goodness. Now the All Blacks find themselves with a very good attacking scrum. Might be slightly fortuitous. Nevertheless, 4 minutes gone, second half.
Just hit and hold, please. Hit and hold, make sure you touch him. Crouch. Touch. Pause.
Well, at least the scrums haven't been the swirling mess that we saw last week.
Don't beat the pull. Crouch. Touch. Pause. Go.
Cowan feeds a very steady All Black scrum. Now Carter standing very flat, delivers to Nonu. Can't get past the tackle of Hipkiss. It's there for Cowan, looking for runners. He goes wide. It was Carter who was standing quite deep on this occasion. Now Andrew Hoare bouncing or trying to bounce out of a tackle. It's all about quick ball. Remember what Steve Hansen said at half-time. England will try and slow it down if they can. The All Blacks will be keen to recycle smartly as Cowan works it across once again to the blind side. Now he goes flat to McCaw. Just probing for gaps. Ball is, well, yeah, penalty. The ball wouldn't pop up in the air like that for no reason. Quite clearly an England hand in there. So here's a chance for Dan Carter. who has been slightly out of sorts with his goal kicking today. 2 out of 4. Now let's just have a look here, given that the ball has gone to ground here.
9. I don't want to
And suddenly it'll go straight up in the air, and you'd have to think an England hand helped it.
Yeah, it looked like Dylan Hartley got his hands on the ball and just ripped it free. He was illegally coming in from the ruck on the side anyway, so he got penalised, I think, for either one.
Nervous times. All started out to the right, but he brought it back nicely. I was a bit nervous about that one, Justin.
You were nervous. It didn't look good when we were sitting Nisbo, but man, the man's got class. He knows how to keep everybody on the edge of their seats. Well done, Dan Carter. Good sustained pressure at the start of the second half from New Zealand. Yes, fortunate with the kick-off that went deep into the own half. That looked like it was from outside the 22, but good start.
Wilkinson goes short. All Blacks in to contest it. Ball bounces loose and sits up, but it's been lost forward. Rinley heading towards the goal line, but knocked on by England from the kick-off.
I don't know that there's a more wildly enthusiastic chaser of kickoffs in rugby than Lewis Moody. He just tears after everything like it's the last thing he's going to do. Unfortunately, he knocked it on. Unfortunately for England, that is.
Touch, pause, get.
Cowan delivers up to Carter.
Wait your 6.
Cueto heading back inside his 22. And he should have all the time in the world to make the clearance. And he has been impressive, as Mark Cueto.
And I think it's infectious. They look a lot more settled in the backfield. I think Monya and Banahan look a lot more accomplished, that they've got some direction from a fullback. He actually looks assured. He makes a decision early whether he's going to kick, whether he's going to run. It's really helping England.
4-man line-out. The jumpers are Donnelly and Thompson. Donnelly, at least Thompson it is. Cowan off to Carter, the inside ball. Oh, Jimmy Cowan got in the road and knocked it on, I suspect. Donnelly tries to bring it under control, but Moody has it. So the All Blacks have turned this over. Here's Banahan, the big man, and that's been knocked forward, has it? No, it's been snapped up here by Conrad Smith, and that's a forward pass. Bit of a standoff between the two hookers. Dan Carter, you see what happened there?
Yeah, set move. Carter looking to fake to the outside. Just nice soft hands on the inside. He's trying to put Sivivatu away. And here's Banahan attacking the line. There's lovely skills from Johnny Wilkinson. If Conrad Smith had just got a hold of that half a second quicker, I think he would have been gone.
Your attention briefly, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Benedict Jones. Benedict Jones, please make yourself known to the nearest.
Simon Shaw receiving some attention, but you're right, there was a bit of a howdy-doody between the two hookers, and it looks like Dylan Hartley may not be long for this game. I just think he is a penalty waiting to happen, that fellow. And Steve Thompson, one of the heroes of the 2003 World Cup winning team, set to come on.
Remarkable story, this. Told that he couldn't play again because of a neck problem, a severe neck problem. Took a second opinion on it. Handed back a cheque worth about £500,000, didn't he?
He did indeed. He went out to breathe in France as a coach. Ended up then being a player coach, and now he's back in the England squad. Remarkable story. Well, you know, a real good story for him, considering the sacrifices he's had to make in the game in the last 3 or 4 years.
So the Kiwi-born Dylan Hartley goes to the sideline, and Steve Thompson, he is a big man. He looks like he could prop as well. Nicely flipped back by Haskell, and England look to attack down that near side. Guildford going back looking for it. Now he gives the pass to Molina, who does well to slip out of the first tackle. Might have been the important one as the All Blacks bring it across. Now Nonu throws the inside pass. Guildford's in a bit of space with his speed. Now Zach Guildford looking to line it up, but he's been hit from behind by Wilkinson, who chased him across. Well, that's remarkable. Chasing by Johnny Wilkinson. Chased him across. Guildford blindsided to some extent, and he couldn't make the pass.
Excellent break from Guildford. He started it with good work on the far side. He gets the inside ball here, gets outside of the prop, and you can see Wilkinson tracking him. Guildford just can't see him on his inside. He's looking to free Sivi Vatu, but he looks electric with ball in hand. Look at him go, and then excellent tackle from Wilkinson. Ball and all, makes him spill it forward, but very good work from Guildford. He'd done the work getting back, and he got the rewards and going forward and made the break.
Change in prop for England too. We'll tell you about that after the scrum if you like.
Touch, pause, go. Hold them one.
So 2 new players in the front row for England after 10 minutes in the second half as James Haskell takes it in All Black territory.
Get on side 6.
Hodgson slips it to Thompson.
And roll 2.
And Steve Thompson.
7.
As the All Blacks look to slow it down a little. Now Hodgson goes to Shaw. But not making any ground here, in fact not releasing the ball.
Yeah, more great work at the breakdown from the New Zealand loose forwards. That change in the front row, Davey Wilson of Bath is on in 17, and he replaces his Bath clubmate Duncan Bell at tight head prop. This is Simon Shaw hanging on, and just by the look of him, he is hanging on at the moment, and that's gone too far.
A bad mistake by Dan Carter.
Touch, pause, go.
Good hit by the All Blacks. They really nailed England there. But it's a good solid scrum for Haskell to send it back to Hodgson. Now Hipkiss. All Blacks getting across. That's gone forward. Rushing defence, and it forced England. You've got to admire the ambition of England today to get it wide, but the All Blacks just got up in their face.
Yeah, they did. Conrad Smith read it really well. He came up on Hipkiss. Hipkiss started on his inside shoulder, then took the pass drifting out. But Smith checked him very well, got up, put the pressure on him. They couldn't get the ball to the outside.
One right.
That's Paul Hodgson for everybody out there. He is never short of a word, that man. If you thought George Gregan could chat, you get out in the field with this man, honestly.
He gives it a go.
He is relentless.
Few halfbacks spring to mind, actually, Justin.
So Davey Wilson and Steve Thompson have joined the front row.
Pause, go.
Not a bad scrum from England. I think you almost regard that as a tight head, I suspect. All Blacks are offside. Tight heads these days normally as a result of the team putting it in, kicking it through. Davey Wilson is a fairly young prop.
Yes, he is. And, you know, I think to be fair, they've been under the pump a little bit, England, today in the scrums, but that's possibly the first one they've really won with confidence. In general, they have been turned by New Zealand towards the right-hand side, and it's limited their options to go left to Wilkinson, and we've seen Haskell pick the ball, having to go out down the right-hand side of the scrum, but they've made momentum there, so you know, they can't be too disappointed with the way the scrum's gone, but New Zealand have been very strong as well.
Line out throw by Thompson. Players going back.
7 out.
Still in possession with Hodgson. Sends it wide to Borthwick, but that was telegraphed. The All Blacks read that very easily. Now Hodgson to Thompson again. Steve Thompson getting involved. Big, powerful fellow that he is. All Blacks have turned him over. So Jimmy Cowan is reaching in for this. It's going to be slow, but he's got it. He's going to have to kick. He had a look at Conrad Smith. He wasn't looking at him. And so Cowan's kick is a very good one indeed, as the All Blacks turned it over from the Thompson carry.
Yeah, really good work at the turnover. Good technique from Tom Donnelly and Richie McCaw, but the All Blacks are set to make a couple of changes here, fellas. Jerome Kano and John Afoa set to come on. Thompson will certainly be coming off. Possibly the other man to come off will be Owen Franks, although he's been very solid at tight head.
That's fine. Keep them there, Simon.
So Steve Thompson to a full line out. 15 minutes gone in the second half. And again, the captain, Borthwick, who's been strong today. Now the crowd gets behind the England forward pack, but they're not going anywhere at the moment. So Thompson, at least Hodgson has to kick.
Okay, you're right.
Guildford coming forward to meet it, and big clash of bodies. Now who came up with that? Monya must have. Now it's Irunli. Hipkiss as the crowd gets to their feet, but Conrad Smith won't miss the tackle. Down goes Hipkiss just on the All Black side of halfway, and he's held on again.
Same thing again. Nisbo, sorry mate.
Leave him.
Conrad Smith around the ankles. Sivi Vatu in to attack the ball. They work on it so much, and it's such a good ploy.
13 holding on. First man in, all rights to the ball.
There you have it. Very, very well done from Conrad Smith. I thought Monya just could have held on to the ball for a bit longer there to give Hipkiss more of an opportunity, but New Zealand scrambled well. They were outnumbered. Conrad Smith so intelligent on defence. He just buys time. Here you see him looking to his outside, buys time, then goes in. When he goes in, he goes aggressively, and he's on his feet quickly. Won the penalty.
Yes, he's one of the very best tacklers in New Zealand rugby, Conrad Smith. He very rarely misses as the All Blacks win this. Now McCaw slips it to Ma'anonu. They've looked after him today, but the ball will come for Jimmy Cowan, who takes a couple of metres right up the centre. Still there though, All Blacks having to work hard to bring it back though.
Let it come, let it come.
Carter takes it into the setup again. There's no real alignment in the All Black backline. In fact, most of them have come to this near side, so Brad Thorne decides to go up the centre once more. Good intelligent play. Looking to take England on right up the centre because they are leaving a few gaps as McCaw. Now Andrew Hoare. Just a couple of metres each time as it falls for Cowan. Gets it off to Sivi Vatu. Sivi Vatu slipping the pass. McCaw. Jimmy Cowan is in. Beautifully worked try. They've finally cracked the England defence.
Absolutely brilliant, and some fantastic soft hands in this particular move. We see McCaw involved. Cowan, who started it, made the initial incision. The All Blacks were very patient in the build-up to this try. The ball came back slowly, but they got themselves organised. Cowan got the ball to Sivi Vatu. Lovely soft hands of McCaw. Catch and pass, and Cowan, who had gone right around the outside after his initial pass, did brilliantly. Look at that from McCaw. He does so well. Moody was putting, Croft it was putting pressure on him. Jimmy Cowan kept himself in the game, did very well.
A similar move to one they pulled off in Tokyo. Those changes have been made. Adam Thompson is off. Owen Franks is off. Afoa is on in 17. And Jerome Kano on in 19 for the All Blacks.
Well, it was all about patience. They just went up the middle, finally sucked all the England defence into the centre, and the gap opened.
Yeah, there was a point there that New Zealand had Dan Carter in at scrum half, and they had about 12 players in around the ruck area, but they didn't panic. They composed themselves, and eventually they created the opportunity.
So 14-6 with Carter's kick. Banahan chasing up Carter, lifting it up. Lovely, beautiful kick. 16-6.
The other great thing about that try was the work done by the All Black tight forwards. They took the central line right up the middle, breaking up the England defence, putting them on the back foot, and that opened up the opportunity. Some great work in particular from Brad Thorne to get them on the front foot. Yeah, exactly, and I really like the work of Sivi Vatu as well. Banahan's looked to rush him in this test match, give him no time. That time he backed off a bit, and Sivi Vatu took the ball to the line and committed 2 defenders.
Tom Donnelly, I think, is off as well now, Tony, as the kickoff is made. In fact, Anthony Borich is going to line this up. Donnelly looked to be struggling in the last few minutes. Was attended to a couple of times. Here's Cowan with his left boot and into touch.
Here we see just holding off Banahan. And Sivi Vatu commits 2 defenders with his footwork and his pace. He's so hard to defend when he gets the ball like that. has offloaded the tackle to McCaw, created the opportunity, and McCaw with his soft hands finished the chance that he had created.
Thompson then to throw to the line. They go short, catch the All Blacks napping. Here's Thompson, angling back in field. That was clever. He worked it well with Simon Shaw. And the All Blacks have stolen the ball, but illegally. A good move, a very good move. Now, let's have a look. England, what's the attitude here? The attitude is that they want to try.
Crowd really responding to that. Let's see if they're going to get behind the fort. Great work from Thompson. That's the experience that they've got him on the field now at this stage of the game for. He needs a good throw now, and England will probably look to set a drive, I would have thought.
So they do, and the All Blacks have to hold them out here, 5 metres away.
Okay.
Look pretty well organised too.
Use it once.
Now they've got to use it, and McCaw makes a good tackle, a very good tackle.
Okay, hold there.
Very slow ball indeed. England will try and move this one off. Shaw can't hold it, knocked it back. And it's going to be a scrum. Good defence. Well,
I have fallen down, but
the rolling ball, as we all know, is tough to combat. But somehow the All Blacks managed to do that.
They looked lower, Nisbo. They looked lower in the maul, and they were able to get momentum and squash the opportunity of England progressing forward. As we see Simon Shaw spill the ball there, spill it backwards though. And look who's in there, Richie McCaw, over the ball, looking for the steal. Still a great attacking opportunity for England though. 18 minutes to go. They really need some points now as New Zealand are out away from the scoreboard.
So Hodgson to the scrum, which is only 10 metres away now. Here goes Haskell again. He's got plenty of time as he's taken down right out in front. Now Hodgson clears it off Wilkinson. Drop kick. Oh dear, from in front. He's put it wide. Well, why would you anyway?
Yeah, well that's the key point in this whole kicking for the touchline to try and produce a 5-pointer. Why then would you culminate that and taking a drop goal at that stage? I guess he felt that his options were limited, the ball that he got, but you know, you can't on one hand say that you're going to score a try and then take a drop kick 2 minutes later.
So Carter kicks off. All Blacks tip it back on their side, but it's untidy. Andrew Hoare has to go back after it, and in touch they go. So it will be England ball.
Garrity, a different type of player, but he's very dangerous at the line. He's got good footwork and the ability to offload.
A lot of people felt he should have been there in the first place. Hodgson, yeah, here is Garrity, and straight into the action as he gets thumped in the tackle.
You're okay, yeah.
Ball still on the England side. All Blacks making it really hard here. McCaw looking to drive over the top, coming from the middle, so that's okay. England haven't got too many backs at their disposal here, and there's a good spot tackle by Zach Gilford straight onto Monya, and the All Blacks get there in numbers. Monya's still hanging on to it, but he's on the backward foot as they go almost back to halfway. Now the ball drops down, and James Haskell, who's been a standout player, that goes between the legs of Thompson. Now it's out to Garrity again, and he kicks, and quite a clever kick too, because he's found Bannerman. But
well, fantastic defence by the All Blacks. I think the key to it, defending the line-out drive, the subsequent charges, defending this move, it's just been the speed with which they're able to close or move into the England ball carrier, and in the end it was a shambles for England. But England had the ball, inside the 22. They must have lost 30 metres from that All Black driving defence.
It's the speed off the line too, TJ. They've come up very quick all day. Carter, Conrad Smith, Martin Nonu have come up quick. And it was Gilford that initiated that driving maul that saw England lose about 20 metres. He came up quick, spotted Monya, and the forward pack hit it. Muliaina was in there. They looked to be really getting up and rushing, particularly the likes of Johnny Wilkinson, and giving him no options.
Well, there's a bit of a revolving door going on here with the England front row.
Yes, this is the old swap the props trick. Yeah, oldest in the book.
Old Nisbo, don't be so cynical. Tim Payne, the man from Wasps, looks like he's been stung and he's off. And that means Bell comes back on.
I think another player might have snuck on too, TJ. Lewis Deacon.
Indeed, yes, the man from Leicester on at 18, and yeah, it's Simon Shaw's gone. He really has been battling. He's a very good player, Simon Shaw, as he showed on the Lions tour, but he's just short of a gallop. He's hardly played any rugby since then, and he was really struggling with the pace, and also I think he took a couple of heavy knocks.
So 15 minutes remaining here at Twickenham. 16-6. The All Blacks have that vital try in the bank, scored by Jimmy Cowan, and he clears the ball off to Dan Carter. Sivi Vatu, who's had a high work rate today, takes it just on the England side of halfway. Cowan goes wide to Kano, and Jerome Kano. But the England defence has been very hard to crack. Here's Andrew Hoare. But again, it's a patient build-up. Carter sending it wide here for Muliaina. Could open up, and Wilside. Muliaina. Now he's got Conrad Smith lurking on the left. Tried to throw the pass back on the inside. It's come off an England player. Well, Mills Muliaina, test number 81, joining Justin Marshall, who's sitting beside me, and this is his best game for some time. Yeah,
he's playing very well. He's looked a real threat with ball in hand. Look at the acceleration there. He goes through the gap, and Conrad Smith was looking to get it to Sivi Vatu, who was free on the inside. An excellent break from Muliaina.
Good desperate defence too from the big winger Banner, and he managed to block it off. But the acceleration, that was the key.
Kano takes it at the back. John Arfoa there in 17 as well. All Blacks could nail this game right here and now if they could get across again, as they take it down to within 5 or 6 metres of the line. Look at the black surge. Ball will be there. Now it's Boric.
Oh, that push back.
Getting very close. All Black backs organising themselves. They may not be required, as they get very close to the goalposts here, and they get a penalty, and the shrill of the whistle. Here's trouble.
Thompson.
Yep. 16.
That ball can move very quickly. When was it out? They put hands up very quickly.
The same thing as the far side. I'm going to take a lighter view of it, but I don't want that diving in this zone, okay? Far side, same thing.
Well, it will be a gift 3 points if Richie McCaw decides that's what he wants to do, and I'd imagine in a tight game like this they'll take the 3.
Very noticeable that New Zealand have gone up a gear, haven't they? Both defensively and with the ball. They're starting now to find some holes in the English defence. Great breakout on counter-attack, and now just really grinding it away from the ensuing line out after the Muliaina break right to underneath the post, and they look odds on to score without Thompson giving away the penalty. But they've just taken the game to a level that's beyond England now, and they are really looking like they're scrambling England.
Very similar to last year, when England were very competitive for about an hour. Then the All Blacks got right away to win by 32-6. Carter's penalty makes it 19 points to 6, and it's an uphill battle here for England. It's been a brave challenge up till this point, but they have to keep it going. So Wilkinson, Boric in 18 lines it up. All Blacks have been very good at getting players back behind the ball. However, this time they do have forward momentum and a scrum.
Kick out of hand, kick off different.
Interesting, we heard Mr. Kaplan saying there that ball taken from a kick-off is different than the one that you catch in general play. Good chase, I think that's Moody and Banahan coming through.
No hidden chase.
He's ruled momentum to England, so their feed.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Okay. Hold there. 1.
Haskell off the back again. This time not so much progress. Driven across field by Reed. Ball knocked down and tidied up by Nonu, who fires it back. Now Smith, Muliaina, not much room in which to move, so they'll go back where it was lost forward by England.
Again, that great defensive speed by the All Blacks. Wayne Smith will be really thrilled with the way they've quickly been able to get up on the ball carrier.
Yeah, there's Carter coming up again.
Time out.
Flying up, cutting out any outside opportunities. And it also resulted from a strong All Black scrum. They've scrummed very, very well today. England had a great opportunity there to attack, but Haskell was forced to pick the ball up. He had to stand up straight because he was going backwards, and he couldn't get any go forward. And that's the result of a very good All Black scrum. They've looked excellent tonight.
Injury concern there for Davey Wilson, but he's okay.
They don't want to lose another prop.
No, we'll be down to possibly down to
Hit and hold.
golden oldie scrums. We don't want
Go
that.
early, please. Crouch. Touch. Pause. Okay. Number 17.
So Cowan rolls it in, or it's come back on the England side. It's been kicked through again. Then a loose pass. It's with Banner, and he's knocked it on.
Long way to bend down.
Yeah, he's a big man, isn't he? Started his rugby career as a lock. Quite sure how you finish up on the wing. Normally go the other way, wouldn't it?
You usually make your way in rather than out, to be
Yes, you
fair.
do. Yes, you do.
Just a misread there from Haskell. I think he didn't quite see Hipkiss moving at the same time that he picked up the ball, and the miscommunication resulted in Banahan knocking the ball on.
You see Danny Kerr on at halfback and 20 for England.
Now Jimmy Cowan slings it off to Carter. Going to make the flat kick, and here comes Guildford. Takes it beautifully, and off goes Zach Guildford. Lovely tackle, gets up and goes again. Tried to make the pass in field. What a kick from Carter, and a good take by Guildford. Just couldn't free himself.
Look at this pinpoint accuracy from Carter, and Guildford, he's held his line on the touchline. He came in, took it very well. It was a great covering tackle from Cueto. He tries to get the ball away here, Guildford. Just gets bundled out, but excellent from New Zealand. They're not prepared to give up on attacking at any stage or from any part of the field, and that's really positive. I think tactically they've been excellent tonight, and that's conducive to how they've got themselves a lead with 9 minutes to go and 19 points to 6.
All Blacks
really
have
good.
made Sorry, Justin. All Blacks have made a change at halfback. Jimmy Cowan has come off, and on goes Andy Ellis.
So Graham Henry, England have pretty much cleaned out their bench as they try to attack from the back. Monya slips away from one tackle, then is nailed by copybook defence from Carter.
On your feet,
and
on
the
your
All
feet.
Blacks seem to have more numbers, but England are going to get it. Banahan's probably the world's biggest halfback as he fires it away to Geraghty. Now Wilkinson drops it onto the boot, charge down, and the All Blacks look to turn it over,
Accidental
but
offside.
it's not going to happen.
Accidental offside.
And it's accidental offside against the All Blacks.
Leading into games, we see another replacement coming on for England.
Yeah, Matthew Tate at 22 for Banahan.
Tate for Banahan.
Accidental offside.
We talk a lot about the influence Dan Carter has in the game, but I think he's had a massive influence today defensively. We've spoken about how he's come up fast and restricted Johnny Wilkinson's kicking game, but he's made some crucial tackles throughout the course of the day. Defensively, he's been superb. Such a good defender for a 10. We know he started at 12, so he's capable of doing it.
So Danny Kerr on the field now as Haskell makes a little bit of ground again. Now they've got the ball away, and here goes Lewis Moody as England make it up towards the 22. Kerr off to Wilkinson, kicks with the right boot. Muliaina screaming across. The ball's going to beat everyone into touch. Matthew Tate now out on this right wing side, this near side at 22. There he is. 8 minutes remaining. 19 points to 6.
Step please, 5 white. 5 white. We're going to play. We're playing. Stay
No, near
inside.
the back. The All Blacks would love to get another try just to confirm this victory.
17.
They got 3 tries here last year. Driven on by Andy Ellis. Now the ball's been turned over and off goes Haskell. He's showing good pace. 85 metres away from the line, and they're going to have a crack on the blind side. And it's a scrum.
It's actually Croft that made the break, and he is no slouch, I can tell you that. He's very quick for a back row forward. You see him pulling away here, and it's that man Carter again making the tackle. That's two very important tackles he's made in the last 2 or 3 minutes, but it's Croft. He pins his ears back, and here comes Carter from where he was positioned from the set play and makes an excellent tackle, try-saving tackle from Dan Carter. And also well done from Sivi Vatu, and England tried to sneak down the blind side.
Yes, a lot of All Blacks were going the wrong way there. Not sure how they turned the ball over. Now we're seeing an injury to one of the England players, but also off camera.
Yeah, John Afoa.
Yeah.
Looks like an ankle injury. Deb Robinson, the doctor, and Pete Gallagher, the trainer, out there. So Owen Franks may have to come back on to finish the job off. Just looking at Owen Franks, I think he might have added to his collection of black eyes in this game.
Tiger for punishment. Out of the Melmont, of course, is on the bench as well, having just turned up from Bali. Called in when Corey Flynn pulled up lane during the week and had a push. And he can play it prop as well.
Yes, predominantly a hooker, obviously, and I wouldn't imagine he'd be enthused about coming on at prop with a scrum 5 metres out on attack for England, but I'm sure that he'll be capable of holding his own. New Zealand defended their own goal line very well today, Nisbo. They've looked absolutely solid on defence and haven't looked like leaking a try at all.
Well, if they were to here, it would give England hope. Could close it up 19-13. What have we got, about 6-7 minutes to go?
Square and steady, please.
Well, the crowd are a good voice. They would love to see a late try by England. They got a late try last week against the Pumas. Haskell, but Andy Ellis has got round and made a mess of it and knocked on. Good pressure from Ellis. Haskell, who's had a pretty good day off the back of the scrum, and he's made some telling runs, but not on that occasion.
Yeah. Is that okay?
Can't speak highly enough of Andy Ellis, just what he's brought to this team on this tour. He's been one of the most enthusiastic members. You talk about training well. He
far side,
just gives it everything that he's got. And it's a tremendous comeback from this young fellow, because there was a time where he looked like he'd fallen behind in the halfback race in New Zealand.
Well, of course, injuries have played a part in that. Here's the All Blacks trying to bring it out from their own line.
Wait there, wait, seven.
Ellis has Carter deep in the in-goal area, and Carter makes very good contact. Tater's going to grab this and throw quickly, does so. And off to Cueto. Away to Monya. And Hipkiss out in centre field.
Now roll!
Danny Kerr flicks it to Wilkinson. Now Haskell again. Good driving tackle by McCaw, and it turned him as well. Oh, a bit unlucky. Well, Richie McCaw couldn't have done much better. England are going to take it quickly. Off goes Kerr. Ball put on the ground, and it's loose, and it's in touch. Shane Geraghty with the kick through.
You really do have to wonder why he wasn't in the starting 15, Geraghty. He just looks like he can create things. He's got a nice skill set to go with it, but he's always looking for things to try and make things happen.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
England finishing strongly. Less than 5 minutes to go, though. 19 points to 6. All Blacks tomorrow head off to Marseille, where they play France next Saturday night. And it is night too, around about 9 o'clock at night over there.
Ball is over the 15.
Now here's Danny Kerr again for England.
They're rolling up black.
Don't forget, for our New Zealand viewers, we'll be staying on air to do the Women's International, which follows directly from right here at Twickenham. The Black Ferns against England should be a beauty.
Let it come, 7, roll away.
England piling over the top of this. Now they're lined up to the left. Again, Geraghty.
Play on.
Bad pass though, momentum lost. In fact, Kano's going to come away with this, and the All Blacks
And roll here, what?
should be able to clear it away through Ellis. Muliaina clearing problems, and this will bounce in England territory. So time is running out for England to get that try, and that record, that unbelievable record of not having conceded a try against Northern Hemisphere test
Step
teams,
please, far side.
looks like it may continue. Last team to score a try was France in that ill-fated game at Cardiff a couple of years ago.
That game, yes, we'll move on from there. But New Zealand's defence today has been excellent, absolutely outstanding. It's not England's incapability of scoring points or getting through the line, it's just how good New Zealand are at what they're doing.
Tony Woodcock on care there, and England ball. Yes, they went through the Grand Slam, remember, last year, not conceding a try, and so far, well, they got Australia got a contentious try in Tokyo, didn't they? That doesn't count. And then nothing in Wales, nothing in Milan, and so far nothing here.
Well, Marseille next week, Nisbo, and everyone knows what a fantastic atmosphere there is there. The French fire up at Marseille. Oh, this is going to be a great test match.
Sure is. I think it's the one that the All Blacks are most nervous about. They would have been nervous about this one because England was written off before this game, no question, mainly by their own supporters. But I think they've restored a little pride. I guess that's an old cliche, but I think they have.
McCall named man of the match.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Number one.
So penalty goes to England. All Blacks packing on an angle, pushing on an angle. Tony Woodcock.
You moved out.
So less than 2 minutes remaining. Wilkinson will bang this down the touchline, and England will launch from a line-out somewhere near the All Black 22.
Ladies and gentlemen, we invest in the challenge and the match this afternoon.
Down. I had my hand on your back.
So the announcement of Richie McCaw's man of the match, greeted with mixed feelings.
Backwards, all backwards.
Another very good performance by McCaw as Kerr goes blindside. No room down there though, and it will be an All Black line-out. Andy Ellis has taken it, and the line-out has already formed.
Black ball.
So Jonathan Kaplan wants a more conventional line-out.
Line out formed already. Stay in your line, stay in your line.
There it is again. So Ellis, off it goes to Carter. Nonu really wide to Sivivatu. Beautiful pass. Now the kick and chase. All Blacks coming after this, but I think it's going to be just a little bit too far. And the race won by Cueto. And if that had landed just before the goal line, it might have been interesting.
Might have been very interesting. It was a good option from Sivivatu. He put it ahead very well, and we've seen him very prominent on this tour. His kicking game has really come on. He's got the confidence to put a kick ahead, and obviously his own chase and speed turn them into good kicks.
Wilkinson goes short, and it's a good kick, Borthwick. Oh, it's been knocked on though. Snapped up by Sivivatu, fires it off to Ellis. He in turn sends it wide to Smith, Conrad Smith. Held up right on halfway, but back to the original knock on by Borthwick as Jonathan Kaplan looks at the watch, and that is it. The All Blacks have won again at Twickenham. It was a tough battle, that is for sure, but they came up with a try in the second half and are fully deserving of their victory, 19 points to 6.
Very well polished performance from New Zealand. They tactically have played it excellently. Noticeably, as they've done in this entire tour, they stepped it up in the second half. And when they did go to that extra gear, Martin Johnson's England team just weren't able to stay with them, and they capitalised, took their opportunities and the points when they presented themselves. And in the end, you'd have to say quite convincing winners at 19 points to 6. Excellent performance. They'll be very happy.
They will. That's another hurdle they're over. They didn't concede a try again. 6-all at half-time, with penalty goals traded by both Johnny Wilkinson and Daniel Carter. But then the try scored by Jimmy Cowan after the All Blacks had hammered away. Patience was what it was all about. And that try was converted, and Carter had kicked a couple of second-half penalty goals. So 19 points to 6.
End-of-year tour was proudly brought to you by GJ Gardner Homes. Prime Sports, your passport to the All Blacks tour. First stop, Wales. Then Milan, Italy.
He's all class.
Followed by London, England.
Showing great pace.
On to Marseille, France.
Plenty of feeling in that for sure.
Then back to London.
That'll be it.
France All Blacks next Sunday. Prime.
They have the victory.
Brought to you by GJ Gardner Homes.
Good evening. It wasn't exactly the long-lost game of try-scoring rugby Steve Hansen was hoping for, but the All Blacks have picked up a solid win over England this morning. The 19-6 victory at Twickenham was built on tight defence, a solitary try, and the record-setting boot of Dan Carter. Attack coach Steve Hansen had promised more entertainment this week, and the All Blacks set about doing that from the outset, even if they couldn't quite finish their opportunities.
Now a chance for Muliaina for the corner, and probably...
Mills Muliaina's foot was in touch, but their intentions were clear. So were prop Tim Payne's when he had a crack at Andrew Hoare at the breakdown. That misdemeanour gave Dan Carter his second chance of the night to surpass Andrew Merton's record, 967 test points for New Zealand.
There is the record for Dan Carter.
I got a message from Merce to wish me all the best. I'm not sure how badly I wanted it tonight with the way I kicked tonight, missing a couple of easy ones. But I'm sure that's something at the end of my career that I'll look back on and be very proud of.
Locked at 6-all, the scoreline didn't indicate the way both sides were willing to play ball.
Now here's an opportunity for Monia in a bit of space. Chased by Cowan, gets his pass away to Haskell. Now Nonu throws the inside pass. Guilford's in a bit of space with his speed. Now Zach Guilford looking to line it up, but he's been hit from behind by Wilkinson.
And eventually the All Blacks made their breakthrough.
Sivivatu slipping the pass. McCaw, Jimmy Cowan is in. Beautifully worked try. They've finally cracked the England defence.
But the cornerstone of this victory was dominance at the collision area and brick wall defence. New Zealand hasn't conceded a try in the Northern Hemisphere since 2006. That never looked like changing, as they took a 13-point win and held aloft the Hillary Shield again.
Pretty happy with the way we played, to be honest. Our defence was great. We put a lot of pressure on them physically, and it felt like we were just this close away from scoring a couple of tries, and that's been a bit frustrating the last couple of weeks. But I was proud of the way the guys used the ball, and I think in time it'll come.